The U.S. Supreme Court lifted its mandate, allowing Alabama to use a House map with only one majority black district. It's where we start. I'm Gabe Glassman. In 2023, a landmark Supreme Court case ruled Alabama's 2021 congressional map violated the Voting Rights Act by packing black voters into a single district, diluting their voting power. SCOTUS ruled Alabama had to draw a new map featuring a second majority black district. In the aftermath of Louisiana versus Calais, the state of Alabama looked to return to the previously drawn maps or draw a new one altogether with no Democratic majority districts. Last week, Governor Kay Ivey signed a bill allowing the state to void the results of the May 19th primary for some congressional districts and hold a new special election under the revised district boundaries. No official word yet on how the ruling will impact the upcoming May 19th election. We'll have more information for you as it becomes available. Athens city leaders approved a major investment in the city's wastewater system. The city council considered more than $27 million for the first phase of upgrades at the wastewater treatment plant, a project connected to an approved water rate hike from earlier this year. Fox 54's Valentina Chalala joins us live outside Athens City Hall. Valentina, how does this project connect to the rate increases approved earlier this year?
Yeah, Gabe, well, back in March, Athens approved water and sewage rate increases. Now, tonight, City Council showed what some of that money will help pay for. Officials discussed phase one of a project they say is needed to keep the wastewater treatment plant up to date and keep up with demand. The proposal includes nearly $26 million for construction work and another $1.2 million for engineering services. Water Services Director Jimmy Junkin says the city completed a rate study and determined a 7.5% wastewater rate increase was needed to help cover costs connected to the upgrades. Junkin says these upgrades are necessary as the plant continues to age.
We've seen a lot of growth, but the bigger thing is the plant is it's got a little age on it. Some of the unit operations are not functioning as they used to. It's time to tune them up before we get in trouble and have problems with compliance. If something breaks, there are times when, the redundancy, having that extra piece of equipment to cover in case, it's just not there right now.
Junkin adds the project will be completed in phases, with only phase one voted on tonight. The city says it will revisit the system again in around 5 years to determine whether to move forward with a second phase of upgrades. Live in Athens, I'm Valentina Chalala, Fox 54 News.
Yes, thank you, Valentina. We will have more details on the vote tonight at Fox 54 News at 9. After more than 3 months, recycling services have resumed in the city of Athens. The city had been without recycling since February after an equipment failure at the Decatur recycling facility prevented materials from being processed at neighboring cities, including Athens. The Decatur City Council approved funding for a second baler in March to prevent further disruptions. It was a beautiful day to start our work week. No rain and temps were where they should be for the month of May. We're now joined by Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Jordan, how is the weather looking for the rest of our evening?
I'd agree. We saw a slight increase in cloud cover this afternoon, but overall it was a beautiful Monday across the Tennessee Valley, and we're looking just as nice as we head into the evening. Live look down in Coleman this evening. A couple of patches of blue sky indicative of the fact that cloud cover is really beginning to break up. It moved in during the middle and later part of the afternoon. It should really begin to thin out as we head into the evening, leaving us with, in many locations, a mostly clear sky as we head into the overnight. Temperature currently sitting in the low 70s, 72 in Fayetteville, 72 in Coleman, sitting at 75, a little bit warmer over in northwest Alabama, but they're typically more warm than everybody else. It's 72 degrees right now in Fort Payne. Through the rest of the evening, we're gradually going to begin to fall off into the 60s, 68 at 8, 64 by 9, 62 degrees by the time we get to 10 p.m. Now, we are going to do a really good job at cooling off tonight. We're actually going to be a couple of degrees below average. I've got a low temperature right around 51 degrees. Then from there, we do a pretty good job at warming up as we head into your Tuesday. Now, once we get to the later part of the week, we get even warmer. Looks like we're going to be pushing 90 degrees. We'll talk about it in great detail here in a couple of minutes.
A Hartselle man will spend the next 160 years behind bars on child sexual exploitation charges. According to the Department of Justice, Caleb Wheeler produced several videos and images of child sexual abuse material last year. In January, Wheeler pleaded guilty to 4 counts of sexual exploitation of children and 1 count each of transportation and possession of child pornography. Wheeler received a 1,920-month sentence, equivalent to 160 years behind bars. A Russellville woman charged with murder after admitting to shooting and killing her husband yesterday. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office says deputies were called around 7:30 p.m. to a home on Duncan Creek Road after Sherry Mitchell Klutz called 911 and reported she shot her husband. When deputies arrived, they found 69-year-old Timothy Klutz dead from a single gunshot wound. Deputies also recovered a handgun at the scene. Mitchell Klutz told investigators she feared for her life and believed her husband's actions were threatening while he was checking on her following a recent surgery. Mitchell Klutz was arrested and charged with murder. She's held in the Franklin County Jail without bond. Klutz's body has been sent for an autopsy. A man shot while driving on Interstate 59 at what appears to be a road rage incident. The DeKalb County Sheriff's Office says deputies responded to 11877 Alabama Highway 117 near the Hammondville exit after reports of a gunshot victim. Officials say the man told responders he was shot while driving on I-59 and was taken to Erlanger Baroness Hospital. He's expected to survive. Investigators say multiple shots were fired from another car and at least 2 cars were hit by gunfire. Authorities say they have a description of the suspect's car and are working with other agencies to track it down. A man faces multiple charges following a domestic violence investigation on Moores Mill Road. The Madison County Sheriff's Office says deputies responded to a report of an assault victim. When deputies arrived, they found a woman claiming she was involved in a domestic dispute with her boyfriend. Investigators say the woman also reported being assaulted and threatened with a firearm. Officials say Antonio Holt was arrested and faces a domestic violence and rape charge. He's held in the Madison County Jail without bond. 3 people arrested in connection with a Lauderdale County animal cruelty case that saw almost 200 dogs being taken from a home. Lauderdale County Sheriff's deputies and Animal Services responded to a home in the 3000 block of County Road 112 last month. 191 dogs were removed from the property over the course of 2 days due to poor living conditions. Officials say the owners also signed over ownership of the animals to the shelter. John Richardson, Carolyn Richardson, and Hunter Hancock are each charged with 4 counts of cruelty to animals. All 3 were released on $2,000 bonds. The animals were taken to the Florence Lauderdale Animal Shelter and the Colbert County Animal Shelter, where they have been receiving care. Officials say the investigation remains ongoing. A woman accused of pushing another woman off a cliff in DeKalb County will spend the next 4 decades behind bars. Jesse Kelly pled guilty to pushing Mary Isbell off a cliff at Little River Canyon National Park back in 2021. Kelly was sentenced to 40 years in the Alabama Department of Corrections. Her mother, Loretta K. Carr, also pleaded guilty but requested to withdraw her guilty plea, asked for a new trial. This request was denied. A local store and post office still recovering after a fire broke out just over a week ago. A fire on May 2nd took out the Priceville Foodland's produce section, and the store has been closed ever since. That's inconvened hundreds of shoppers in Priceville who now have to drive to the nearest city for groceries and mail. Fox 54's Caleb Agual shows us the latest on the grocery stores reopening.
The smell of smoke is still lingering at the Priceville Foodland, which has been closed for over a week after a fire broke out in their produce section. The grocery store remains closed until further notice, but owners say they plan to rebuild and reopen as soon as they can. And they've been updating the community on Facebook, saying they anticipate a reopening within the next week. But it could take longer, with nearby business owners saying it's likely a long process to clean up the smoke damage and restock the shelves. Foodland has had a fire restoration truck parked out front since Friday, and crews are now inside tearing down the damaged parts of the building. But it's impacted the community, taking away not just a larger local store, but also the city of Priceville's only post office. Nearby shoppers and business owners describe the impact the closure has on the surrounding area.
We're over there multiple times a day. You know, we buy our supplies here, our water, our toilet paper, our paper towels for our personal use here at the store. Plus, lunch, drinks, snacks. So we spend a lot of time over there. And our customers nonstop. We get phone calls. Hey, what happened to Foodland? Hey, when are they opening? So it's a lot.
It's still not clear when the store might reopen, but one thing is certain. Hundreds of people are looking forward to shopping here again. In Priceville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
Yeah, thank you, Caleb. For now, the owners of the Foodland are letting the community know about the reopening process on their Facebook page, which you can find on fox54.com.
After reading that piece of garbage they sent us, I didn't even finish reading it.
The United States has rejected the latest peace treaty from Iran. We'll hear from President Trump on why he believes the ceasefire is on life support. The school year is coming to a close, but the support for teachers continues. Fox 54's Logan Alexandra Russell shows us how next. Huntsville's annual after-school bash doesn't officially hit Big Spring Park until next month, but the work to support North Alabama's teachers is already well underway. Earlier this morning, Huntsville Police and Huntsville Parks and Recreation worked to put together cardboard boxes and colored pencils to support education. Fox 54's Logan Alexandra Russell was at the Free to Teach warehouse to see how neighbors showing up for neighbors is making a difference before the first bell rings.
Today was about a different kind of protect and serve at the Free to Teach warehouse. While sirens were silent, the energy was high as officers and city staff lined the aisles to tackle a mountain of school supplies. HPD and Parks and Recreation joined forces to sort and prep donations, building packages for local STEM programs.
It's a great opportunity to reach out to the community and show that we do more than just patrol and enforce laws. We give back to the community. We work with these teachers. We want to support the students in the schools.
Free to Teach has grown from giving away $38,000 in supplies in 2011 to over $2 million just the school year alone, supporting 116 public schools across the area.
It helps them really focus their classroom budget and any funding that they do have. It helps with all of the little things that students use, pencils, paper, Kleenex, all of that stuff really adds up, and it actually really is the big things, not the little things.
Today's warehouse hustle is the official kickoff for the second annual After School Bash, a moment Free to Teach CEO Allison King says helps celebrate the year ending while looking forward to the next one.
Our vision is really to equip teachers to make sure students in their classrooms have everything that they need. And so it really takes the energy of an entire community investing and giving back. So events like this are so powerful for us.
That community energy will move to Big Spring Park on June 6th. The bash will feature food trucks, music, and the Pack the Patrol Car drive. In Huntsville, Logan Alexandra Russell, FOX54 News.
All right, thank you, Logan. If you couldn't make it out to help sort packages this morning, your chance to help is coming up. Every item dropped in a patrol car during the after-school bash will go directly to a local classroom. Huntsville is offering free bus rides for cyclists. We'll tell you about the effort aimed at promoting eco-friendly transportation coming up. And Jordan, how's weather?
Yeah, only a couple of small opportunities for rain in the forecast this week, so we're going to begin to transition and talk about the incoming heat that's going to build its way into our area. We'll discuss it in just a minute.
Lower County 911, what's the address of your emergency pregnancy? Okay, your wife is in a bar, you said she's unresponsive?
This is what he's going to tell you.
How to get out of that situation.
And I grabbed the gun.
Trying to find the first place to put a body.
No, sir.
The only thing they could do was kill him.
You want to say anything? We, the jury, and to find the defendant.
Iran and the United States have reached an impasse again over how to end their ongoing war, with the latest proposal being rejected today. President Donald Trump said yesterday that Iran's response to his latest proposal was totally unacceptable. Trump claims Iran allegedly previously told his administration the U.S. could come in and extract its uranium, but removed that in its latest ceasefire proposal. In a meeting at the White House today, the president said the current ceasefire in place is now on life support.
It's unbelievably weak, I would say. I would call it the weakest right now. After reading that piece of garbage they sent us, I didn't even finish reading it. They said, I'm not going to waste my time reading it. I would say it's one of the weakest right now. It's on life support.
Amid the ongoing negotiations and the continued fighting, President Trump announced he plans to suspend federal gas taxes to help address high fuel prices. According to AAA, the national average for regular gas is $4.52 per gallon, up 6 cents from last week. Drivers in Alabama are paying an average of $4.07 per gallon, up 10 cents from last week. According to the Associated Press, the federal gas tax is 18.4 cents per gallon of gas and would require congressional approval to suspend. Almost clear skies and average temps for this time of year as we end the first day of the work week. It's finally starting to feel like summer after those spring showers earlier this month, Jordan.
Yeah, indeed. And I would also argue that it might have been just a touch humid this afternoon.
Yeah.
Still a nice day.
I did notice that, yeah.
Yeah, a good indication that we are kind of gradually beginning to creep ourselves into mid and late May. and the summer heat will be here before you know it.
I'll tell you what, this past weekend I was inside for most of it, but it felt hotter outside. It just felt like summer was kind of starting to creep in a little bit.
Especially yesterday. I thought yesterday felt quite warm, and I don't think it was even too terrible yesterday. It was quite nice with plenty of sunshine. We saw more cloud cover this afternoon. Temperatures climbed into the upper 70s, 78 at Huntsville International. We saw 77 today in Florence. Mid-70s for our friends up across southern Middle Tennessee. Fort Payne saw a high temperature this afternoon of 76 degrees. These numbers a couple of degrees below where we should be this time of year. The average high temperature right around 82 or 83, but again, just a touch on the humid end of the spectrum this afternoon, and I think that made it feel warmer than it actually was. Temperatures are going to remain somewhat stagnant, at least through about Thursday. We'll be talking about temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s, but then by the time we get to Friday and really as we head into the weekend, the early part of next week, we're really going to begin to see temperatures ramp up, kind of perfect timing as we really get into the heart of May. Temperatures climbing into the upper 80s and lower 90s. Radar looks nice and quiet this evening, and for the most part, it's going to stay that way this week. Only a couple of minuscule opportunities for rain in the forecast, the first of which is going to move into the area on Wednesday. The vast majority of us are going to end up staying dry. From there, dry Thursday, Friday, and then a couple of very small opportunities for rain in the forecast as we head into the weekend. Emphasis here on small. If it actually rains at any point through the forecast period, it is only going to impact an incredibly small number of people. Most of us are going to stay dry, which we could still use a little bit of rain. Look at this. Florence has seen 71% of what would be considered a normal amount of rain over a 30-day period. So if a normal amount of rain in a month is 5 inches, well, Florence has seen 71% of 5 inches. All that to say, we're still talking about a deficit across much of the Tennessee Valley, and we are definitely not going to make up for it this week. Here we are, Tuesday evening, heading into the overnight, early Wednesday morning, maybe a slight increase in the amount of cloud cover. A passing shower might be possible as we head into the early part of Wednesday morning. Not really going to have any sort of an impact on the Wednesday morning commute. From there, many of us are dry as we head into the afternoon, but again, a couple of passing showers is certainly going to be possible. But even the opportunity for that is not going to last too terribly long. By the time we get to Wednesday evening into the overnight, we're going to begin to lose a lot of the cloud cover and therefore the opportunity for rain. A nice clear sky as we head out the door for work and school on Thursday morning, and then as we head into Thursday afternoon, we're going to continue to talk about plenty of sunshine. Temperatures currently sitting in the upper 70s, lower 70s, excuse me. A couple of folks sitting in the upper 60s. A-Rab sitting at 69 degrees. We drop into the lower 50s as we head into the overnight. Not bad for the Tuesday morning commute. Only a handful of days left for the kids to get on the school bus. 59 at 8, 64 by 9, 70 degrees by the time we get to 10 a.m. From there, we climb into the upper 70s tomorrow afternoon, 79 on Tuesday, 81 on Wednesday, 77 on Thursday. Then we begin to see temperatures climb, 82 degrees on Friday. But look what happens as we head into the weekend. A slight increase in cloud cover, that's okay. Still plenty of sunshine. 87 on Saturday, 89 degrees on Sunday. Look at that Sunday. We're starting off in the mid-60s, really beginning to feel like summer on Sunday. And then, yes, I do have 90 degrees by the time we get to next Monday.
It's a chance for you to get outside and enjoy a week full of movement, mindfulness, and community. Yoga Week returns to Huntsville today. From now through Sunday, Light on Yoga Fitness will host a series of free outdoor yoga sessions at various landmarks in North Alabama. The organization will also offer in-studio classes and discounted aerial yoga options. You can learn more at fox54.com. Huntsville Transit is offering free Orbit rides for cyclists this week. The promotion is part of Bus and Bike Week, a citywide effort aimed at promoting eco-friendly transportation and healthier travel options. The promotion runs through Sunday and allows passengers traveling with a bicycle to ride Orbit fixed route buses like this one at no cost. Officials say the initiative is designed to encourage residents to combine biking with public transit. If you live in Madison, listen up. Officials have started working to reduce mosquito populations through the city's mosquito spraying program. Starting today, drainage ditches will be treated in the afternoon with fogging trucks spraying at dusk. City leaders are also asking you to help limit mosquito breeding around their homes by removing standing water and keeping outdoor areas clean. If you have any questions or concerns, you are asked to contact the City of Madison. And we also verified whether mosquito spraying harms other bugs and insects, which you can find on demand right here on the Fox54 app. The Alabama Crimson Tide softball squad have earned the top seed in the road to Oklahoma City. We head down to T-Town next in sports.
Fox 54 Plus has your news, sports, and weather. Start your evening with Fox 54 at 5:30, delivering the latest headlines and live reports straight from the scene. Then stay informed with Fox 54 News at 9, featuring your Tennessee Valley certified most accurate weather impact team, tracking everything from tornado threats to traffic delays during severe weather. Fox 54 Sports Extra brings you more of what sports fans crave, with deeper insights, expert analysis, and all the action that matters most. On Fox 54 Plus, you'll also find Alabama politics, plus 24/7 weather radar and real-time forecasts to keep you ahead of the storm. Looking for a quick recap? Don't miss Fox 54 Week in Review, highlighting the biggest stories of the week. Jumpstart your morning with Morning Rush, fast-paced news updates featured with uplifting stories from across the globe. Get your entertainment fix with Getting Real, where we break down movie reviews, top 10 lists, and spotlight the newest film. Die Hard fan? Locked On Sports dives deep into the Crimson Tide, the Tigers, college rivalries, and pro action. True crime warrior style? Killer Cases brings you gripping real-life stories that stick with you. Hungry for more? Cooking with Style serves up mouth-watering recipes that are easy to make and impossible to resist. From movie previews before you head to the theater with Take a Look, to must-know headlines from across the region and around the world with In the News. Watch all of these shows on demand and also on the Fox 54 News app, available on Android and iOS devices, streaming 24/7.
Time now for your look at sports. A heartbreaking loss for Alabama softball in the SEC Championship final this past Saturday, but the Tide were greeted with some good news the night after. They have earned the 1 seed in the NCAA tourney and will host the Tuscaloosa Regional. Patrick Murphy's team is the #1 overall seed in this year's road to OKC. He says every time he sees Alabama selected, it feels just as good.
When you see that Alabama pop up on the screen, you are filled with gratitude. And, you know, this is 27 in a row, and it feels just as good as the first one. And I think it's just the body of work that the committee looks at, and it looks at the entire season, not just one game against Texas. And, you know, that was the 4th time we played them, and now we're 2-2. So I think it validates our scheduling, our overall finish in the SEC. We finished 1 game behind Oklahoma. We won 7 series out of 8.
The Tuscaloosa Regional begins this Friday with Alabama taking on USC upstate at noon. That game will air live on the SEC Network. Southeastern Louisiana and Belmont will follow that game with first pitch expected at 2:30. And what a run this has been for Alabama. The Tide have gone dancing every season since 1999 when head coach Patrick Murphy first joined on. Coming up on Fox 54 News at 9, passengers from the cruise ship at the center of the hantavirus outbreak back in the U.S. will take you to the quarantine center. The Alabama attorney has opened an investigation into the Southern Poverty Law Center after a federal grand jury indictment. The details ahead. And a North Alabama community without a post office and grocery store after a fire tore through this Foodland. We have the story coming up tonight at 9. And before we go, check this out. A museum in Waco, Texas unveiled the world's largest Dr. Pepper bottle on Saturday. The bottle stands 23 feet tall and will be on permanent display at the Dr. Pepper Museum. The popular soft drink was first created in Waco in 1885, while the building that houses the museum was first built in 1906, where it served as a bottling facility for the soft drink and was later the company's national headquarters. I did not know there was a Dr. Pepper Museum. I did not know.
I was also unaware. You know, I kind of assumed it was all just kind of, because it's a Coke product, I just kind of always assumed it was all wrapped into the Coke Museum.
I guess I've been there a few times. I guess I've never seen a Dr. Pepper section. But also, I need to know how many gallons of Dr. Pepper can that bottle hold? That's what I want to know.
I mean, yes, that is a valid question. I also feel like the other point here to make is there's such an esteemed museum in little old Waco, Texas. I mean, go Waco. Look at them doing things with giant record-breaking bottles and such.
They're doing great.
They are.
They're doing great.
Good job, Waco.
Are we going to look at final weather? I think we may be a little bit out of.
I mean, it's going to be warm this week.
It's going to be warm. Okay, that's great.
it's
All
fine.
right. Well, that'll do it for Fox 54 News at 6. We'll see you later tonight at 9.